We're with Jeff Knight, Head of Global Allocation for Columbia Management. Jeff, you in your remarks, you talked about the end of Fed easing. Tell us what that'll mean for markets.
Well, I think we can observe two things from the last couple of years with respect to this policy mix. One is that the easy money stance has very much helped asset performance, particularly equities. And two, that we're past the maximum point of that policy. We've hit an inflection point where now we're tapering the asset purchases. That should be done by the end of this year. By this time next year, we'll be talking about when will the first rate hike be.
One thing that interests me sort of is that if everybody knows this is coming, why do markets react so not chaotically, but so convulsively when Janet Yellen says anything?
I think the markets know it's coming, but they don't know much about the timing. So anything that accelerates the timing or the perception of the timing tends to cause a market adjustment, or anything that delays the perception of market timing causes an adjustment. It's important though, because we saw roughly this time last year, the degree to which a change in expectations about policy can affect not just the stock market, but all markets. And I think that's an important thing for investors to observe, is that this policy mix has washed over numerous asset classes, and the end of this policy mix might therefore have an effect on numerous asset classes, and that's a challenge for investors trying to stay diversified.
So you're saying there's really no safe harbor in this?
Not that there's no safe harbor, but I think we have to work a little bit harder to ensure that we have the right kind of downside protection. So it might be to look to alternative investments, for example, for something that responds differently or responds to different catalysts, and it might be incorporating explicit hedging strategies. But I think time spent in 2014 thinking about downside resilience will be time well spent when this inflection point comes.
Thanks very much, Jeff. This is Evan Cooper for Asset TV at the annual conference in Boston.